And knowing Chris Benoit, he will be back much sooner. You know Chris Benoit very, very well, and I mean, our thoughts go out to Chris and his family.
Oh, no doubt. My prayers and thoughts go out to Chris Benoit and his family.
Following contest in the schedule for one fall, making his way right from Mobile, Alabama, weighing in at 234 pounds, Hardcore Holly.
Like I said, I know Chris real well for a long time, and I can just about guarantee Benoit will be back better than ever, probably faster, like you said, faster than that doctor's thinking.
Chris Benoit, our thoughts going out to his family as Hardcore Holly gets set for one-on-one action here tonight on Sunday Night Heat. And as you saw earlier on, Taz actually the Hardcore champion going into Raw this past Monday night. He was defeated by Rhino, who had the Hardcore title stolen from him, from WCW star Mike Awesome.
It was a pretty confusing thing, but when you look at it, it wasn't that confusing. Mike Awesome came out of nowhere and just cleaned Rhino's clock and became a new Hardcore champion.
Will Mike Awesome be one of the WCW stars in action tomorrow night? Live from Tacoma, you heard the decree by Linda McMahon. WCW stars will battle other WCW stars in matches tomorrow night live on Raw's War.
Yeah, but now wait a minute. That's all fine and well, but, you know, I mean, what's going to happen in the back? I mean, when they come into all locker room area, in the back of, in all houses, I mean, you know, how are these guys going to get treated? You know,
well, I don't think very well as Test and Hardcore Holly lock up. Test, here's Hardcore Holly, reversal, pound for pound. Hardcore, maybe the toughest in the World Wrestling Federation. But here's an interesting dilemma for one of our WWF superstars, Taz, and that would be Test. It's well documented that Test is extremely good friends with Shane McMahon. Yet, APA's Operation Keep Out WCW last week at Madison Square Garden, Test was front and center, showing his loyalty to the APA and the rest of the WWF. And that's got to be an extremely stressful situation for a young superstar like Test.
Oh, sure it is. I mean, but Test is not a dumb guy. I mean, you know, he's a smart guy, and business is business, and he works for the World Wrestling Federation, and you don't want to piss off the APA anyway.
I was going to say, Taz, if I was entertaining any kind of thoughts about WCW and I was a WWF superstar, all I'd have to do is look in the eyes of Farouk and Bradshaw. That would convince me where my loyalties would lie.
Yes, Farouk and Bradshaw are very good at convincing people.
Hardcore Holly whipped across the ring. Here's Test now.
Oh, look at power!
Little spinning sidewalk slam. Hook to the leg by Test. 2 kick out by Hardcore. You know, the APA, speaking of convincing, do you see the intensity and the look and the passion in the feeling, in the face, in the eyes, in the words of Farouk and Bradshaw? Oh, just a few moments ago. I'll tell you, Farouk and Bradshaw are extremely passionate about this issue, about keeping WCW out of the WWF locker room.
The APA loyalty lies in the World Wrestling Federation. The World Wrestling Federation puts food on their plates, as they do mine and yours.
Right.
Okay, and they're loyal. APA, Farouk and Bradshaw are loyal, and they're team players. And I'm glad I'm on their team.
You know, there's been so much said about Mr. McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin and the way that the World Wrestling Federation has been run in recent months. Well, with the divorce and everything else Mr. McMahon's going through. Make no mistake about it. This isn't about Mr. McMahon and the way he does business, or the way that Stone Cold does business, or the way Linda McMahon does business. What this is about is a bunch of guys who have built the World Wrestling Federation into the product that it is today. What a suplex by Test. About a bunch of guys who have built the World Wrestling Federation into the greatest sports entertainment company in the world, and people who want to keep it that way and don't want outsiders treading on our ground, plain and simple.
Remember, a few years back, there was a time where the WCW almost put the World Wrestling Federation out of business. I mean, and Vince McMahon and the World Wrestling Federation and guys like the APA fought back, kicked ass, and came out on top.
And we got Hardcore Holly whipped into the corner. Test delivers the clothesline. Test kick to the midsection. Hardcore in trouble. There's the go flex. Nice maneuver.
Powerbomb. Yep.
Look at the leg by Test and a kick out by Hardcore Holly. I'll tell you, you know, you make a really good point. It wasn't too long ago that WCW was running around bragging about how they were kicking our rear ends in the ratings. Oh, man, what a difference a few years can make. And
oh, yeah.
Now it's guys from the WCW begging Shane McMahon and begging the World Wrestling Federation to put them on television.
Well, I remember that.
Look out, cover. Hook to the leg by Hardcore. He's got it. No. Test kicks out.
I remember that ratings war where it was nip and tuck with WCW and WWF. I mean, I was in ECW at the time, but I was paying attention to it. I mean, I wanted to see who came out on top. And like I said, WWF did it. I know I came to the right team. I turned them down, too. I had an option to go there, too, and I came here. And I'm sure I think I made the right move.
Well, Hardcore Holly hammering away now on Test outside the ring. Listen to this crowd. And look at this hardcore reversal. Right into that barricade by the former hardcore champion Test.
Test and Hardcore Holly are two of the most physical dudes in the World Wrestling Federation. These guys avidly training and dieting all the time. They're
Wait a minute.
dudes.
Hardcore with ring bell in hand. Right into the ring.
Ding dong.
Quickly in front of the referee. Misses though. Test picks up the ring bell. And Test delivers a shot to Hardcore Holly. Referee Jimmy Corderas is going to call for the bell. But the bell's in the ring. Nonetheless, Test will be disqualified.
Maybe Jimmy Corderas should take his bean head and hit the bell with it.
Ding, ding, result of a disqualification.
Ding.
Hardcore Holly.
It was Hardcore Holly who brought the bell into the ring. It was Test who ended up using it. Test is disqualified, but I don't think he really cares.
I don't think he cares either. And nor should he.
Hardcore picks up the win.